Welcome to David's Progress.
Today we're going to be talking about what was Solomon looking for, like I promised last week. You see, as human beings, we're so interesting, ridiculously interesting, crazy, amazing, and foolish, and wise many times. We don't even realize the extent to which we can go. And I feel like somebody who wanted to break the boundaries of what the definition of break the limits was Solomon. The Bible tells us about how Solomon literally did not withhold any form of pleasure from himself. He wanted to get the ultimate pleasure from life. He helped us understand that no matter how far you go, there is an insatiability with our humanity that only Christ can fulfill. So let's start from understanding who this Solomon of a guy is or was. So King Solomon, when asked by God what gifts he would like, he responded that he would like wisdom. And God was so pleased with his answer that he not only made him wise, he also added wealth and honor. And there are many stories about Solomon, about his wisdom. However, when you go to Ecclesiastes, you find Solomon reviewing his life near his own death. And long story short, if you were to ask Solomon why he thought some of these discrepancies, I think his answer would be something like, why does it matter because everything is smoke? Of course, when you read Ecclesiastes, you realize that he uses words like meaningless, vanity, smoke, vapor. How can somebody that was so rich, that has gotten so much money, so famous, so big, so accomplished, call life vapor? Look at what he says in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. He says, there is nothing new under the sun. He continues by writing and listing various activities of life being nothing more than smoke. We have them in our time, but in the long run, they don't stay. They're like smoke, here for a time, and then they are gone. And in all these activities, it includes things like, having a great career, having so much money, being famous and important, having pleasures, and by pleasures, obviously, sexual pleasures. What kind of pleasures? Drugs pleasures, getting high pleasures, all of our labor, our striving to be somebody. In the end, he says, all of those hopes and goals are nothing more than smoke because they do not last. So throughout the book of Ecclesiastes, Solomon continues to give us wisdom about life. And he tells us he has seen evil win and goodness lose. Those are weird things to hear and not so great things to hear. But it just shows a lot of ups and downs. He talks about times. He talks about a time to eat, a time to rest, a time to do all manner of different things. And he helps you feel like nobody has complete control over their lives. How many times has a spell of joy and delight just been followed by one terrible things that happen? And then Solomon says, look, you may try, but you can't control it. So in essence, vanity. Solomon helps us understand that it's better to listen than to talk. He tells us to make our words few. He was a wise guy, to be honest, apart from some foolish things that he did, but there's a lot of wisdom to learn from him. So Solomon helps us understand that everyone shares a common destiny. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you are evil or good, one common denomination is death. Every single person will die at one point. Of course, we need to realize that Solomon was writing many centuries before Christ. So it was only after Jesus came to tell us about the kingdom of heaven that we knew that death wasn't final. So when a rich person tells somebody who hasn't really made it something like, life is not all about money, there are more important things in life, blah, 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 blah. The poor person is like, I beg, let me first test the money. Let me now use, after testing the money, I'll know whether it's true or not. I feel like that's what Solomon was trying to do. He wanted to answer those questions for himself. And I don't think anyone should try to do that again after Solomon, because he helped us realize that we are insatiable as humans. Completely insatiable. I heard this song, Life is All About the Money, one day on TV, and you will not believe how ridiculously upset I was. I was livid. Because I was just like, why on earth would someone sing something like this? This is ridiculous. It was so upsetting the first time I heard it. And I've heard it so many times after that, and I don't think I'm as upset as I used to be. And that's what popular culture does to you. You don't even realize how the world subconsciously tries to fuel your insatiability. And unless you guard your heart properly, you would fall victim to that trap. So you would notice that after you finally gotten your dream job, you don't feel complete. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you finally gotten there. You never will. You never will. I assure you. You finally get your dream car, you're looking forward to something else. You finally marry your dream girl, or you marry your dream man, you're looking forward to something else. You finally get your dream phone, another one comes out and you're looking forward to it. You finally that cycle never ends. And Solomon was trying to keep up with it. He got musicians, he married women, he did everything. He could not keep up with it because God designed us to be fulfilled by Him alone. God designed us that way. If you're trying to find fulfillment in any other thing, just stop. Just stop. Right now, just stop, because you're wasting your time. Not drugs, not money, not anything. I assure you, don't bother trying. Solomon was trying to find fulfillment in those things. He called it vexation of spirit. Like how it is that after working so hard, you might actually just leave this world before you know it, and somebody else is going to take all your wealth. And it won't matter that you worked hard for it. You're not taking it to heaven or hell or wherever it is that you're going. I hope you're going to heaven, by the way. God designed us to be satisfied by Him alone. You will not find it anywhere. Solomon sought for it with all his resources. He didn't find it in any of those things. You are not better than Solomon. Stop trying to find fulfillment in your partner. Yes, not in your partner. Your partner is not supposed to fulfill you. Only God is supposed to fulfill you. Only in Christ you will find fulfillment. And I'm just like, Solomon, what were you looking for? Like, did you have to marry 700 wives? And I mean, obviously, it wasn't just because they wanted sexual pleasure with a lot of them. I feel like some of them were for business, alliance, and political, yada, yada, yada. But why did you have to go that far? What exactly were you looking for? Solomon was looking for something that no entity in the world, no food, no clothes, no money, no pleasure, no drugs, no amount of fame and attention can give you. Solomon literally had everything. He was rich, he was famous, he was wise, he was big, and there was still that void. Imagine Solomon saying, all is vanity. How difficult, how upsetting can it be that you labor so much and there's still that void in your heart? If you haven't learned anything from Solomon, I think you should, at the very least, learn that we should accept whatever life brings our way, whether blessing or adversity, because ultimately the gifts that we enjoy are not meant to bring us fulfillment. Only Christ can give you the fulfillment that would make you be in a state of poverty and be excited and happy, because it was never about any of the things that you had. It's not even about the things that you will have. Someone who has Christ is completely satisfied. There's a quote about the man who has Christ and has everything doesn't have more than man who has Christ and nothing else. Like, how amazing is that? That Christ is big enough to fill that void in your heart that nothing in this world can fill. And Solomon was looking for that so much. And somewhere at the back of your mind, you think that you can go in Solomon's roots looking for meaning out of life in the things that were created. It doesn't follow that meaning will come from created things, because meaning itself doesn't seem like something that was created or can be created. So if you want to find fulfillment in life, look to the one who gave you your life. Look to the one who made you who you are and what you are. Nothing he created for your pleasure can find you meaning. You have to go back to the source. You have to go back to who created you. And the question of purpose then comes to mind. That's a conversation for another day. But then it's only when you understand purpose that you're able to find meaning. But just stop trying to find meaning in your career or anything that seems to be giving you that tingly feeling. Is so temporary. When you peak, you would realize that, oh my God, there's nothing there. It's chasing the wind. Just don't do it. What should you do then? God created you for a purpose, and the purpose is to know Him and to make Him known. He created us for His pleasure. If He did create us for His pleasure, it is not possible that we can find meaning in the things that He created. Our meaning can only come from Him. Our essence can only come from Him. And until you stop chasing things and start following Him, the author, the finisher of our faith, the one who created you, then you would start to find meaning. Then your life can start to make sense, because it is the maker of a product that determines the meaning of the product. So open up the Bible, learn about Jesus, learn about what he would have you do, learn about what he wants from you, learn about how he wants you to live your life for him, learn about how he wants you to express his image to your world, learn about how he wants you to receive his forgiveness, learn about how he wants you to live with the consciousness that he can reside on your inside. If you're a believer, he resides on your inside. If you're not, it's a possibility for you. You won't find meaning anywhere else, I assure you. Solomon tried. Many other people in the world have tried. They will never find it. Look up to Jesus. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this, please share with someone. Let them know how much you enjoyed it.
Thank you for listening to this episode of David's Progress. See you next week.